There's three magic words when it comes to camera and lens reviews, but especially lens reviews. There's no perfect camera, there's no perfect lens. I've said this 1,000 times, and it's irrefutable, it's undeniable by anybody on this earth. All lens design is a trade-off. Absolutely all lens design is a trade-off. Well, what the hell does that mean? That means you can't make an ultra-light speed demon car like a Lamborghini that's designed for hitting the pavement, and also be any good at climbing the sand dunes outside of Las Vegas, because as soon as that thing hits that, it'll just spin. It'll like get 1 foot into the sand off the pavement and spin. It's useless. Lenses don't fall under such extreme levels of uselessness, but oftentimes they do. All lens design is a trade-off. What does that mean? So what are the three magic words when it comes to all these people out there? And a lot of them are like the knuckle-dragging, mouth-breather cockroaches. The hissing cockroaches actually hiss. They exist on photo forums, or they write these crazy little blogs. And you know, everybody's opinion is absolutely unique and special, and just like everybody has a butthole, each one stinks, right? Um, sorry about that. Yeah, knuckle-dragging mouth breathers. The three magic words, and this always shuts them up, usually shuts them up, and they'll tell you how awesome a lens is, and then all you have to do is ask them, compared to what? You know, it's like, meatloaf is the best meatloaf in the world. It's like, you're living in prison, you know? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, you know, within the confines and sphere of your prison, that is the best thing there, but compared to what? You know, what is your basis of comparison? So, I always ask people like that, compared to what? This lens is specialized, it's the best lens in the whole world! It's compared to what? Always shuts them up. Just ask them that, compared to what? What is the basis for criteria upon which you judge that? You know, somebody that, I stayed in a little town just south of the Grand Canyon, and man, that town is tiny. It just, I forget, it's like a population of maybe like 90 or something like that. It might be bigger now. There's no place to eat in that town except for like a McDonald's and a Burger King, and it's like, it's the best stuff in the world, me and the family. It's like, compared to what? You know, your town has like 3 restaurants, and 2 of them are fast food. Compared to what? A lot of people like, look it. You know, I'm not boasting. Oh, this sounds like boasting. I mean, I own right underneath 200 lenses and tested countless more than that. What is the basis of criteria? I mean, I own like a dozen different flavors of 35 millimeter alone. Well over a dozen, I know for a fact. What is the basis of comparison that people make these statements? I've used every Nikkor lens made in the past 40 years. I own most of them, except for some of the, like the 600 millimeter prime. Used it, 500 millimeter, used it, don't own it, got no need for it. I'm not a bird photographer. I do have a huge 400 millimeter and a couple of 300 millimeter 2.8 lenses, one autofocus and one AIS. What is the basis of comparison? So, you know, compared to what? You know, compared to what? What's the basis for making that statement? Is there anything outside of hyperbole, subjective anecdotal opinion that you or these people are making these statements? They're showing you lovely images, but it's like, is that what, I mean, are they absolutely certain that that's a great idea? I mean, here's one example. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of people bought this lens off my recommendation. Most of them have never even heard of the company before, much less the lens that is made by them. And a person that I know pretty well, I mean, he sold off his Nikkor, which I'm going to make a review about here in a second, the Nikkor 58mm Nocton. Horrible lens. That lens got 9 elements. It's $1,600. It's plastic. This lens is all metal and glass construction. It's 7 elements. It's divinely superior. It's made better. It has better output, better rendition, and it's far cheaper. Up until recently, you can grab a used one for like $400. You're talking $400 versus $1,600 for that horrible Nikkor 58mm 140. Like, I've seen people recently talking about how great that lens is horrible. You know, then yeah, I got it and it's lovely. Look at the pictures right here. Compared to what? Have you compared it against this lens or some other much older 58 millimeter? I mean, compared to what? So that's really the one thing that always shuts them up. Usually, 9 times out of 10 it does. And it's not about shutting them up. It's about getting someone to bloody well think. Don't, jump out and say something's the best unless you've made a basis of and people don't have the time for that. I'm not stupid. I know people don't have the time or the money. It's like, well, I'm going to buy every 35 millimeter lens made. And then I'll do a comparison, and damn you, I'll get you. Nobody does that. It is too damn expensive and too damn time consuming. I don't sell any of these lenses, so, I don't know where you think the profit is. You think it's like trying to drive traffic to my site? Are you kidding me? You realize how little bit of money that I'm making off the YouTube videos? It's a whole lot less than you think. I've actually had some people upset at me at spending so much time answering emails and comments and making videos. Like, you're not really getting any money for me, that's another topic that, ultimately those are the 3 magic words. Compared to what? What is your basis of comparison? I want to know. This lens is great. I love it. It is the best. Here's some pictures that prove it. Here's my fluffy dog running at me. Yeah. Well, that's nice. I appreciate the picture, and you got a cute puppy dog. That doesn't really say much about it. And by the way, too, you go, how much did you edit that picture? I edited in Lime as within Lightroom and Photoshop. Okay, so you're talking about your Photoshop skills as opposed to what the camera and the lens did, damn it. I mean, this is what I'm talking about when you talk about knuckle-dragging mouth breather. They talk about how awesome the lens is, with no basis of comparison. And secondly, they show you some heavily molested pictures. And the lens is awesome, look at my pictures. That's lovely. Are we looking at the lens and camera, or what you did in Photoshop, girlfriend? I didn't mess with it in a bunch of Photoshop. I added a few filters and cropped it a little bit and tweaked the slider and raised saturation and raised clarity and... Oh, so we're not actually looking at what the lens did. Or what you did with the camera and the lens. We're looking at what you did when you got home and you took that SD card and you stuck it in your computer and you went, whammy, I'm going to edit this and this and this and this and raise the slider over here, do this and that. No, that isn't what that lens did. As soon as you yanked the SD card out of that camera and stuck it in your computer, that had nothing more to do with your damn camera and lens. Oh, yeah. Where, If you're going to talk about how great a lens is, you damn well post some straight out of camera pictures. They may not look beautiful, but people could then at least get the idea of what the hell the damn camera and lens does. Not what the hell you can do in Photoshop and Lightroom. Mess with it in Photoshop and Lightroom all you want, but don't talk about how great a lens is after you've put it in your computer and then mess the hell with it. That's not telling. That's just a stinking lie. That's like I think some cartoon I saw once where like the steaks were brown because they're out of date, and they peeled back the wrapper and they used like red food coloring and they went shh, and they sprayed the brown steaks red again. And he's like, look, no, that's fake. It's fake. Man, whatever.